What a fantastic morning, Hornets. Welcome to your daily dose of Beech Grove Student News. I'm Juliet Kaufman.
And I'm Antoine McDaniels. Today we'll be taking a look at student drop-off, clue recap, a jaw-dropping story, and as always, sports.
But first, here's John Pasianos for your weekly weather forecast.
Thank you, Juliet. Hello, Hornets. Today your weather is looking sunny with a high of 36 and a low of 30. Tomorrow will be rainy with a 90% chance of rain with a high of 44 and a low of 28. On Thursday, it will be partly cloudy with a high of 40 and a low of 28. On Friday, it will be cloudy with a high of 44 and a low of 37. Things are looking like they're going to be heating up so we can get ready for spring. Back to Juliet and Antoine for the rest of the show.
Don't forget, Hornets, if you were invited to apply to the National Honor Society, you must make it to one of the mandatory meetings.
And one of those meetings is today during B-Lunch and Thursday during B-Lunch as well.
You must make it to one of those meetings in order to apply. If you have any more questions, feel free to email Ms. Bertollet at her school email.
The Polar Plunge will be taking place on March 1st during the first half of the day. If you plan to go to the plunge, make sure to raise at least $50 and wear old shoes, gloves, and hats. Make sure to take plenty of photos.
A Florida student was charged with a crime after refusing to recite the Pledge of Allegiance. John Pasianos got more on the story.
A sixth grade student in Florida was arrested after refusing to say the Pledge of Allegiance. It all started with a confrontation between the student and the substitute teacher that was there that day when he refused to pledge his allegiance, which escalated quickly into what officials describe as disruptive behavior. The student told the substitute teacher that he thinks the flag and the national anthem are racist against black people. The teacher and the student began going back and forth with the sub saying, if the United States is so bad, then why not just go to another place to live? The boy responded, they brought me here. The teacher said, I came from Cuba, and the day I don't feel welcome here anymore, I'll find another place to live. What happened next left the student's mother in tears. Police say that the student was arrested after she was asked over 20 times to leave the classroom. He was charged with disruption of a school facility and restraining an officer without violence. He was also given a 3-day suspension. School officials say that Anna Alvarez will no longer be a substitute in the Polk County schools anymore. The student's mother wants the charge against her son dropped because her son is a good student and she feels the substitute was way out of place. Students are not required to participate in the Pledge of Allegiance, which the substitute teacher was unaware of. I'm John Pasianos, signing off from Bgsn.
Our drama department put on 2 shows this Saturday, and Bgsn was nice enough to record the show for us both times. I used that footage to talk about the show and personally thank all the seniors for all that you've done for our department. The last show day for Clue was this weekend, and both the Parker Brothers and the Hasbro cast did an amazing job on Saturday. Both casts include a few seniors, and we are all going to dearly miss them. I would like to personally thank all of the seniors for helping me and the rest of the cast grow as individuals. Mr. Bush sent us all an email this weekend to tell us how good we all performed. It includes a variety of compliments sent from parents, former students, and many other audience members. Seniors include Spencer Chapman, who played Colonel Mustard for the Parker Brothers cast. Also Lynn Scott, who played Peacock for the Parker Brothers cast. Mackenzie Martin, who played Scarlett for the Parker Brothers cast.
Scarlett, I didn't realize that you two are acquainted.
And of course, Madeline Adamson, who played Wadsworth, did an excellent job. And last but not least, Terrace Pope, who played Plum for the Hasbro cast. Thank you to the drama department for putting on such a great show, and thank you to Bgsn for recording. This has been Juliet Kaufman for Bgsn.
Student drop-off has been a reoccurring issue here at the high school for years on end. Tiana got more on this issue.
I previously made a video regarding student drop-off and the issues we have been having here at Beech Grove High School. Let's take a look at that video. To my understanding, there's been some confusion as to where student drop-off is and where student drop-off is not, so I figured I would break it down for you guys. As we see, I'm driving up and there's a car stopped on the speed bump to drop their child off. Unfortunately, this problem has not decreased. I spoke with Senior Devin Terry and Hunter Smith with more.
So when it comes to being dropped off in the morning, whether it's your parents, whoever it is, whoever's dropping you off, try to make sure it's over by the science wing. There is a door that you're supposed to go into, and I see people get dropped off at the main doors, and it's not a big deal, but it causes traffic. You're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to drop off on the side of the school. I see that as well. That's a really, really big deal because it stops everything, and it keeps people from it ruins the flow. There's no flow, and if you stop and cause a lot of traffic, then you can make someone late.
So whenever I'm on my way to school, there's always people getting dropped off right there at the speed bump, and that causes issues, and literally they'll line up in a matter of seconds. It'll just be a whole bunch of cars lined up waiting for you to drop your one kid off, and that just causes unneeded congestion, but there's nothing good about it. Just follow the rules and pick up and drop off where you're supposed to.
In the front of the school.
Boom.
Now let me toss it over to the one, the only, John for sports.
Hello Hornets and welcome to sports. Now if you are a boy and you're interested in playing golf this year, there will be a boys call-out meeting tomorrow at 3 o'clock in room 108. Tonight both the JV and varsity boys basketball team will travel to the north side to play a former conference rival in LaPel. This game is a makeup game from earlier this year where that game had to unfortunately be postponed. Beech Grove got their sectional draw on Sunday, so this game is a good warm-up before they face Indian Creek in the sectional. LaPel is currently 14-7, while the Hornets are currently 12-7. This is the boys' second to last game, while their last game is when they host Whiteland Community on February 22nd. Also on February 22nd, the Pacers will have their first game back from the All-Star break, but the Pacers were not represented during All-Star weekend, which is the first time since 2010. The Pacers will host Anthony Davis and the New Orleans Pelicans and then travel to Washington, D.C. to take on the Wizards the next day. It'll be a busy weekend for Indiana's professional basketball team. Now in college basketball news, the Virginia Cavaliers and Virginia Tech Hokies played in a rivalry game. Both teams are ranked with the Cavaliers at 5th in the nation and the Hokies at 20. This game was close and came down to the wire. Indiana native Kyle Guy had 23 and led Virginia in scoring to give them the 64-58 win. Now in women's college basketball news, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish won 95-72 in a ranked game. They are 5th in the nation and beat NC State, who are at number 9. The defending champs should climb a bit in the rankings because of this win. The number 2 ranked Oregon Ducks were upset in a rivalry game, losing to Oregon State, who's ranked 12th. Now, the boys' sectional drawing happened over the weekend, like I said earlier, and the boys are paired with Indian Creek. Malachi McGuire got more on what to expect in this game.
2019 IHSSA sectional drawing happened over the weekend, and things couldn't have been better. We face off versus Indian Creek, and whoever advances will meet Heron. Although the teams are the easiest to face in sectionals, it will still be a challenge. I asked Griffin Wade to give me an overview of the games. Tell me about the sectional drawing.
It's probably the best drawing that we could have possibly got. We play Indian Creek first. I think they have 13 wins, but we've been playing really good as a team lately, and so I definitely see us winning the first round. Then we play Heron, and we destroyed them last year, but anybody can beat anybody.
I then asked Jordan Brickley about the team's plan for this important game. What is your guys' game plan for sectionals?
Just like any other game, we got to go out, play hard like always.
The boys are eliminated from winning conference, so this game is very important. I'm Malachi McGuire for Beech Grove Student News.
That's all for sports today, everyone. Be sure to tune in on Thursday to see who won between Beech Grove and LaPel.
Now, I would like to thank everyone who came and saw the play this Saturday or before that. And that is all for your daily dose of Bgsn 10.
Teachers, once again, do not forget to hit that bell icon and subscribe button to get notified when we go live.
Also, don't forget to follow us on all social media at BG Student News to keep up to date with the current events. I'm Juliet Kaufman.
And I'm Antoine McDaniels. Have a terrific Tuesday, Hornets, and a wonderful rest of your week.